I'm Diane, candidate for U.S. Senate, New York, 2022. Today is July 30th, 2020, and I am here in Manhattan at Columbus Circle in front of the statue of Columbus, which, as you can see, unfortunately, thanks to the cancel culture ongoing attempted coup against the nation and against the President of the United States, the statue has to be under armed protection. Now, it's very appropriate that we chose this day to come to the statue of Christopher Columbus because a few hours ago this morning was a successful launch of the Perseverance rover to Mars. This is the third Mars mission to be launched this month. You had Amal, meaning hope, from the United Arab Emirates, and you had Tianwen from China, and this morning a beautiful launch of Perseverance. And the mission of Perseverance is the study of habitability on Mars. This is emphatically part of the Artemis program to return to the moon by 2024 and establish an industrial base there by 2028 for future exploration. Lyndon LaRouche had stated that one of the main agenda items for a four-power agreement between the U.S., Russia, China, and India should be to establish a manned colony on Mars. So it looks like we're moving in that direction. And if we could dispense with the interference from people like Secretary of State Pompeo, we'd have the collaboration as well. Now, my colleague, Jose Vega, is going to tell you a little bit more about Christopher Columbus, but I would just like you to consider what the world looked like in 1492. What was the view that people had of where you could travel? There was great superstition and fear that the world ended with the ocean. People who had set forth to discover what was on the other side, if there was another side, had never returned. Columbus began his seafaring ways at the tender age of 14, and he was quite an adventurous young man. He was born in 1435, just 4 years after Joan of Arc was burned at the stake for defeating the Norman invasion of France. So you should think about what was going on at the time and the fact that the courage of Columbus in his older age to attempt to test the great breakthroughs in science from his map maker friend Toscanelli, and to participate in a dream of Cardinal Nicholas of Cusa of discovering a new world where a government worthy of the dignity of man could be established, which it could not under the oligarchical feudal city-state system of Europe. So I'm going to leave my remarks at this and let Jose take it away.
After NASA's Perseverance launch, I'm reminded of the inherent inclination of mankind to explore beyond perceived boundaries. The entire universe is in our fingertips, begging to be explored. Celestial bodies that demand that we mature as a species in order for us to go and begin our exploration of what new discoveries lie above the canopy of stars. The greatest example of this principle of exploration and discovery was the scientific achievement of Christopher Columbus. Despite the slander and distortion of history, Columbus was an expert astronavigator who did not find the New World by mere accident. Many before him have tried to sail west and get caught in dead sea with no wind, and often perished. So what was different about what Columbus did, and why did he do it? For one, Columbus existed in a time where the Renaissance was flourishing. He did a lot of work with Paolo Toscanelli, where he studied spherics. They both knew that the Earth was round, but weren't completely sure what was waiting for them on the other side. Regardless, Toscanelli provided Columbus with the map that he would use on his first voyage. How did Columbus navigate through unknown waters and places no one's been to? He looked to the stars fixed above him and used what is called an astrolabe as his tool to guide him. By using it, he he could determine what his latitude and longitude was by using a star as his reference point. How many people can say they've constructed an astrolabe, let alone how to use one? Despite discouragement from his own crew, Columbus was stalwart and trusted in his astrolabe. The stars were his guide, and in the end he reached a new land. A discovery of a new principle was now made, and it was now possible to consistently travel back and forth between the Old World and New World. As John F. Kennedy famously said, "We do these things not because they are easy, but because they are hard." It is exactly in the challenges of exploring a new frontier that gives us the platform to find solutions that become applicable in the development of mankind as a whole. It is only natural that human beings want to expand infinitely and really discover what man can be. It was the principle that began with Columbus, then again with the Apollo project, and now the Artemis project.